Hello my little bricklings, JSBricks here, and today we're looking at set number 70673, the LEGO Ninjago Shuricopter, named after shurikens. Really clever LEGO, even I can come up with shit puns. It has three minifigures, consists of 361 pieces, and retails for 25 Great British pounds, 30 euro, 30 USD. Thank you, JSBricks, for the information as ever. Now, hay fever. As I was going to say, changed my mind, not getting the Daily Bugle. I'm going to get the LEGO Mos Eisley's Cantina, which means a lot more of my reviews might be Star Wars related, because I found out I like Star Wars more than, Marvel or DC. If you're wondering how I found that out, simple. I own way too much Star Wars merchandise. Anyway, here's the set. We're going to start with... I think we'll start with the set itself. Now, the set itself is interesting as LEGO helicopters go. So, it's pretty big. Great example. Here's the return of Jim. You can see, pretty big. It has these really nice Technic fins used here, which can be elevated. So, there is some articulation on the set. Sorry about that, my heavy again. So, you can kind of have it like that, which looks a bit dumb, to be honest. But yeah, it's a really interesting build. Now, as you see, one of the main play features is back here. There's this little engine. And it fits in because there are three, except I appear to have lost the gold triangle that goes back there. So I'm missing a piece. Deal with it. But yeah, you just spin this. It spins the whole thing. There's a lovely sticker up there to tell you that it spins. Now, on the side of the set, there is this writing. I don't know what it means, but that is one very large sticker. I like the way the blue comes up because I think this is where LEGO tries to get the stickers to match the actual set and the bricks used. So with this coming up into the blue, here I think I don't think it works so well here as it doesn't connect, but I've seen worse. Now these side panels do lift up, which lets you see a little bit more of that mechanism in there. If you pull that back, you can see all the mechanism. I really do think this part of the set's ugly as it's not well hidden. I mean, there is a sticker on this piece here for ice, but I do think it's not that well hidden. On the side, it does have 4 wheels actually, which allow it to just sit like that. I need to go blow my nose. I'm back, and hay fever is a pain. Coming to the back side here, you can always see partially one of the features. There are these 2 pieces back here, sort of engines. I think they go that way around. Like that. There's a tail here. Another sticker, again with shuriken. Can you grab from here? From here, you can kind of grab it. Very swooshable. I really do think this is the only place you can reach it, because you can't really grab it anywhere else without really being in the way. I mean, I suppose you can grab it from under there, but that's not very swooshable. Yeah, there we go, breaking things. These gold things aren't held on that well, to be fair, though. It's not LEGO's fault, it's just a piece. There is a use of the black Nexus Knight shield there. I love little uses of pieces like that. But yeah, it looks really nice. There's, again, some light blue under here. Where the cockpit is. This entire cockpit is held on really securely. I was concerned when I was looking at it, they might come off, but nope. These sections all hold together pretty well because of the Technic in the middle. And before I show you that, there are 2 more play features. As you may have seen, these light blue shuriken pieces are technically connected to the wheels. So what that means is when you're on the ground, you can actually push it like this. And it doesn't really work on my rug. My little, fucking lighting thing. So, bringing it over to the horrible carpet, you can see how that works. I think it's a really nice feature. Returning to the studio, the set actually has the only real time I like stud shooters when they're concealed like this, or at least blend in. So here we've got these 8 shooters here, nice tucked away. You spin them back here to give you a premise of how that works. You sort of just got that's a better angle, really, isn't it? So what you got to do, you got to grab the thing here. You take this, you twist it, and it fires a stud. The way this works is there's that little grey bit there, which turns, that little knob, and that pushes the studs. You can really fire these as rapidly as you want, so like that. Or with the other one, which still has a full collection of studs, Gonna fire it as rapidly as we can. And that's all like. I think these are definitely my favourite stud shooter variant out there. They are the most useful, and I'm just gonna quickly clean this mess up. Oh, this was meant to be paused. With that shocking reveal of my unprofessionalism out the way and my dusty ass looking fucking green screen, I need to clean this. We're now going to move to the front. Now, I did break this off by accident. Ow. They do have these meat cleaver pieces here up front, connected to these thicker arms here, and they go on the front here, and then these side bits come in. I really do like the way this shapes up at the front. All this coming together, the grey. It doesn't look blocky. These triangle pieces all coming to give it a clear pointed head. It does look a bit gappy from the top, but that's fine. To open this up, move these forward, and ta-da! And you get, it's a pretty spacious interior. And it's obviously for everyone's favourite ninja, Zane. You just lay him in there, like that. You accidentally break apart the set. I think these side pieces here are quite fragile, in my opinion. Maybe a bit too fragile, as you can see. You could kind of just knock them off your heavy-handed. And yeah, he goes right in there. It's pretty nice. He actually, very rare for LEGO, can look straightforward. And you can see there's the general there. And some just computer stuff. I think this is a really nice looking set. It has its playability feature. It has its play features. And I think all around, it's a nice set. Also, silver ingots here. Lovely touch. Before we continue, there is Jay's Spinjitzu piece. Teased in the Kai's 4x4. This is one of my favourite colorations of the thing. With the nice, sort of light blue. Not dark blue, not exactly light blue. It's like a medium blue. And then these lovely, like, just green with the sprinkles. I don't know why I keep calling them sprinkles. They're fucking sparkles. What do they call them? Glitter! And yeah, it just looks really nice. So yeah, there's this included in this set. I don't really like these features, but I do like putting them on display on my shelf, which is where I'm going to quickly put this one. And yeah, let's get over to the minifigures, and I think we'll start with this guy. Beginning with the guy who spent multiple seasons trying to get into Nia's pants, it's Jay. Now, he has similar leg printing to Kai in the essence of these lovely bands around his legs. Once again, something I love about this Season 11's wave of Ninjago characters is the way the like robe printing comes down like that. It looks really nice. I don't think the belt works too here. I think it kind of cuts off too much with the lower legs. Like I think the waist just cuts off too much. I mean, you can still see the blue there and where the robe comes down, but I think the dark blue is just too sharp. Torso printing is by far one of my favorites. I mean, not as good as Nia. She's always got the best Ninjago figures in my opinion. But I feel like this is a lot like my sort of personality. With the smiley face sticker and the lightning bolt sticker. Or maybe they're pin badges. I'm not sure. But yeah, I do like the way it comes together. Kind of like a parachute harness with the, the way it's on there. I do like the little pouches there. And like I said, my face it very much is Jay's character. Spinning it around to the back. You can see. Not much with back printing. You see his alternate face there. Here's what that looks like with that on. Not really much of a difference. Bringing it back around here. And looking at the cowl. Not my favourite cowl design. I do think the bright green is a bit too bright. But it works. It works. It's not the worst in the world. And I really do just love how this figure comes together. He's like Nia. I think he's maybe my second favourite in the series next to Nia. Let's move on to everyone's favourite Robocop, Zane. In my not-so-professional opinion, Zane tends to be a mixed bag for me. I feel some of his figures are shit, and some of them are good. I particularly don't like the colour white. Don't like the colours white or black. They're not my two favourite colours at all, ever. Unless you're Batman, in which case black's alright. I've always preferred more vibrant characters, which is probably why I'm drawn to the Star Wars universe. But, yeah, it's very, this figure's very sharp. I think that's the word. Beginning at the feet, I've lost part of my pricky. Beginning at the feet, same with the, Kai and Jay, we have this lovely sort of mummy-looking leg printing. Before we have the grey robe coming up here. I do like the way it crosses here, looks better than Jay's. And we do have the blue sort of belt here. I don't like that, I think it stands out too much. Same with the blue hands. Would have preferred if they were grey maybe. Then it comes up here, we've got his chest armour. Comes back down, that looks nice. It's weird that the blade's on this side. I feel like just from how the printing is, it should have been on this side, not that side, but I'm not in charge. I absolutely love his head, and it has the little arrows there, which, if you saw, they are on the top of the set. However, I still think that's just a way of telling me to do that. So I don't care what you say. I'm assuming Zay's head means we have to spin him right round indefinitely. And I do like the grey bandana, and this is what I mean with this figure. I think it looks great except for the blue. Because when you really look at the blue, it's like your primary colour is white, your contrast colour is blue, and your secondary colour is grey. Or maybe the contrast colour is grey. I'm not very good at this stuff. But I feel like it makes more sense for the bandana to be blue with the belt and the gloves than just anything else. I don't think this figure lines up as well as some of the other ones. But I think it's decent enough. It goes with the shuriken piece. This is the same scabbard we've been seeing this year. Taking it off and keeping it, and apparently just straight up just slicing the poor fecker in two. You can see his back printing. It continues pretty nicely around the back. I love the newer head they've used for him. Here it kind of looks like a Cyclops. I consider this an alternate face, so here is with his alternate face. And it looks pretty cool. And here's his primary face. Angry boy. Pity they don't include his hairpiece, that would have been nice, but, I mean, what do you expect, it's LEGO? Let's move on to the singular bad guy of the set. And this is General Zhao? Zhao? I don't know how to pronounce that name. He comes with the spear piece, which I'm really getting bored with the design of it. It has the scroll, which I can't translate. Please translate it for me. Pretty decent weapon. We did see this figure in Lloyd's Gundam, but it still looks decent. Like, I had to give credit to the light blue, contrasting the gunmetal grey. And there are even little diamonds of it along the chest there. Under my lighting, he does look a bit too pale. Let's just fill that bit. There we go. See, his leg printing on this figure's a bit faded, which kind of sucks. But it does look nice with the ice just coming underneath. Kind of looks like he pissed himself and then it got, frozen. That's why it's coming out from underneath his skirt. But it still looks nice. I like the way they've got blue in there, so it's not just white. This chest armor looks great on both sides. And this helmet is absolutely magnificent. Again, it is like a dual mold with sort of like this lightish blue sort of colour dual molded on the inside. There's Zhao's head. I think it looks great. I guess he's got ice sideburns, his ice mustache. Gotta love a guy with a mustache. And I just like all the wrinkles. Nothing on the back of his head, which kind of sucks. Taking off his torso, you can see. Nice ice printing again on the torso. Again with the light blue on the... Kind of like an... Look at it, more like a sandish blue. Or like an aqua blue, contrasting the white. And then his armor. Which reminds me of the judo character from CMF, I think it was. And then he's got... No, the samurai character from the earlier CMFs. Then he's got his see-through arm, like Jax. I think his name, Jax, from the Yoda Chronicles. And then we've got his torso again. Looks absolutely fantastic. Kind of looks like a necklace the more I look at it. But still, it's a pretty decent figure, honestly. Again, this is as much... Even though I don't watch the Ninjago show as much, I have to respect the figures LEGO gives us. And shit, that just came down. Let me just put that back together. As I was saying, it does make me upset when Marvel and DC don't get figures of this quality. And it kind of upsets me when even Star Wars doesn't get figures of this quality. Because these sort of figures that Ninjago gets are honestly some of the best figures you'll find. Now let's get to the overview. So, how is it on the crappy metric thing I use? I don't even know what it is at this point. Figures, 10 out of 10. I'm not going to lie. I love the torso on this. Don't necessarily like the colour of the hair, but it's great. These Ninjago figures, these ice figures are just great. I don't like the blue as much, but I have to admit, it's still a 10 out of 10 when it comes to figures. When it comes to the design, I do think it's too gappy along here, and there's some flaws with it. But I've got to give it a solid 6 out of 10. Playability, 4 out of 10. You get the generic stud shooters, the swirlies, and this. It's really just generic. So, 4 out of 10 plus 6 out of 10, that's 20 out of 30. That's a good score. It's a very even and just stable score. Would I pick this up for younger kids? Yes. I see my little brother and sister, they love playing with this. You can do this. It's pretty simple. It's really not going to come apart. You know, it's not going to compact. The little parts might come off here and there, sure. But for the most part, I think it's a pretty solid set. And yes, I did just risk smashing it. To prove the point, I think it's a very solid set, which is why I can kind of forgive all the Technic under here. Oh, that's come down a bit. Okay, there's a bit of problems when it comes to smashing it. Don't smash your Lego against the floor unless you're me. Would I give it to older kids like myself? Yeah, it's fun to play with, I guess. For collectors of Ninjago, is this a good set? Honestly, I think the figures are great. I think this might be the only way to get him anyway. As for the design, I think it's really nice. And if you're into Technic, I suppose you might like seeing how all of this works from the inside. So you might want it for that. And if you're just a regular, just average Joe looking to see if this set's worth getting up, I normally don't recommend larger Ninjago sets to people, and same here. If you're not into Ninjago or you haven't got a feel for it, like, I'm not necessarily into the Ninjago show, but I have seen enough of the show, and I have got enough of these sets, and I like the figures, I like the characters. Like I said, I don't watch the show that much, but it doesn't mean I don't watch it. I have a little soft spot for it because I've got some of the original Ninjago sets somewhere around this fucking shithole. So, I've had Ninjago for a while in my life. But for people just getting into Ninjago, I'd recommend starting with a smaller 20 quid sets. Not necessarily this. But with that said and done, I've been JSBricks. This has been another questionably mediocre review. And yeah, I guess I'll see you next time. Bye.